Hey guys, welcome back to another video on my channel. This video is a very rushed video. Like, I'm not even fucking looking presentable at the moment. Like, I am stressing. Today I will be predicting who every single current WWE champion, that includes NXT champions, women's champions, Intercontinental titles, you know, stuff like that, who they will all eventually lose their title to. So the reason why this is such a stressed out video is because I originally had this pre-recorded, and then this son of a bitch died on me. So that's where I had the original recording. That's where I had all my files. So yeah, I'm kind of now like stressing. Luckily, I do have hard drive, another one, but it has some of the files on it. So I'm currently restoring all my files. So if you guys enjoyed, then please leave a like and subscribe. Hopefully this is literally the second time I've had to record this. So I have actually changed my answers since then. One or two answers have been changed, but let's just get straight into it. We'll start off with the United States Championship, which is currently held by Logan Paul. Now, Logan Paul has yet to actually defend his title, but because I'm actually filming this the day before it comes out, we just found out on Raw that on SmackDown this week, we'll be finding out who his first opponent will be. It probably will happen at the Rumble, but I mean, they have 2 months for the Rumble, and I mean, Cody Rhodes literally just declared for the Rumble. And I am filming this after Survivor Series, so CM Punk is back, and Randy Orton, so that's quite cool. CM Punk's promo today felt similar to his AEW one, but we're going to talk about that. I think Logan Paul, and it's pretty obvious who he's going to lose the title to, is LA Knight. Now, I'm sorry if LA Knight is your favorite wrestler and you think he's going to go and win the Undisputed title. There's not a world, in my opinion, where he beats Roman Reigns. Sure, he might win it at one point. He's not beating Roman Reigns. So I think a good consolation prize for now is to give him the US title, have him have a little run with that, and then eventually lose it to like a mega heel, whether it's Santos or whether it's going to be Dominic. You know, one of them should win the United States Championship. I reckon it should be Dominic. But LA Knight to beat Logan Paul. We'll then move on to the WWE Women's Championship, which I thought was called like the Undisputed Women's Championship or something, to copy the Reigns one, but apparently not. But that's currently being held by Io Sky, and I think this one is pretty obvious. She's probably going to lose it to Bianca Belair, whether it's at Mania, whether it's at the Rumble, but I think it's because it will be Bianca versus Charlotte at Mania, because, I mean, think about it, Bianca's versed 3 of the 4 horsewomen. She's never versed Charlotte. I think Bianca will probably win it off of Io, especially because Io cashed in on her. There's that whole story, oh, I want my title back that I ungratefully lost, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, Bianca's probably going to beat her. Next up is the NXT Tag Team Championships, currently held by The Family, or The Don, and Stex. I originally had OTM, Bronco Nima, and Lucian Prince beating them. But then after this week's episode of NXT, I think it's quite obvious that Humberto Carrillo and Angel Garza will win the titles because they are doing great work in NXT. I think it's time to give them a run. And I don't know why the Family lost the title to Chase University in the first place. But yeah, give it to Garza and Humberto. Next up, the Women's Tag Team Championships, currently held by Piper Niven and Chelsea Green. On Raw, we just saw them beat Tegan Nox and Natalya, who were definitely contenders to beat them. I think it's quite obvious. There's like 2 teams that can beat them. And one of them is the one I'm predicting, which is the team of Maxine Dupree and Ivy Nile. Now, you might be looking at that like, what? I think it's going to happen just because of what we've been seeing between the Creeds and Alpha Academy of recent weeks. I think it's pretty fair. The other team is Alba Fire and Isla Dawn, but I just have a feeling Maxine Dupree and Ivy Nile will beat them. Just because, I don't know, Chelsea's going to end up taking the pin somehow. Next up, we have the NXT North American Championship, which is currently being held by Dom Dom. Now, this one is a bit of an interesting one just because if he isn't losing it to the person I'm predicting at Deadline, I don't know who he's going to lose it to. So I'm predicting Wesley. I think it's quite obvious. Wesley's come back with a vengeance. Not sure about his character at the moment, though. It seems like there's something behind it that we haven't learned yet. Wesley beating Dominic and getting help from Randy, or I don't know, whoever's going to be feuding with Judgment Day at that point, I think would be a pretty cool way for Wesley to win back the title that he lost to Dominic due to Judgment Day distraction. Next up, the most probable prestigious title in WWE at the moment, the Intercontinental Championship, which is currently being held by the longest reigning champion in Gunther. Now, The Miz didn't beat him at Survivor Series. I think what's going to happen is we're going to have another match against The Miz, as what they teased on Raw. But I think who should beat him is Ilya Dragunov. I think Dragunov's ready to be called up to the main roster, and I think have him win it at WrestleMania, or have him win it at Bash at Berlin. One of the two. Whether you want Gunther to hold the title for like another 200 days, it doesn't matter. He probably could hold his own holding that title for 200 days. But no matter what, you give Ilya and you give Gunther a match for the IC title and give him at least 25 minutes to wrestle. They're going to put on the first 5-star match in WWE main roster history since Punk versus Cena. But yeah, I think Ilya is probably the right contender to beat Gunther. Another man, Sheamus. But I'm going to say Ilya. And speaking of Ilya, let's talk about him in the NXT Championship. Who do I think he'll lose it to? He's currently in a feud with Baron Corbin, who is a good contender, but I think he should lose it to Dijak. The reason being is Dijak has his character's grown on me anyway. I think he deserves to win it, especially, seeing as he didn't win the NXT North American Championship way back when he was Dijakovic. I think he deserves a NXT title run. And his character now could easily dethrone Ilya. So I'm going to say Ilya to lose his title to Dijak. But Baron Corbin, it could literally happen at Deadline. Next up, and this is going to sound really, really, really fishy, especially with what just happened on Raw, but the Undisputed Tag Team Champions, which is currently held by the Judgment Day, I think they'll lose it to the Creeds. And it's really fishy because the Creeds just became the number one contenders. So it could literally happen whenever that match is. I don't know when the match is. I don't think it's next week, but it could be whenever. Next up is the NXT Women's Championship, which is currently held by Lyra Valkyria. She just beat Becky Lynch. What was it now? 3 weeks ago? She beat 4 weeks ago. She beat Becky Lynch. Looking at the NXT roster, there is actually no one besides Tiffany Stratton, that's a heel anyway, that I could see beating Lyra. But with that being said, I have realized that there is a wrestler that's been on the shelf for quite some time, and that is Cora Jade. The reason being is she has an injury and she also got breast implants. But I think Cora Jade is 100% the woman to beat Lyra, because think about it, they had a rivalry just before she got injured. I don't know if it was injured because of her, but just before she got injured, they did have that rivalry. I think Lyra beat her as well, so I think Cora will come back with revenge and she will win the NXT Women's title, just because I think she deserves it from her first run before she got injured. I think she should have won a NXT title back then, which, I mean, the only one is the NXT Women's Championship, but still, I think Cora Jade should beat Lyra Valkyria. Next up is the World Heavyweight Championship. There are many names that are contenders to win this. You can do this in one of 3 ways, and I'll give you all 3 ways. The way that I think they're going to do it is have Drew win the title at the Royal Rumble. That's what I think will happen. I think Drew McIntyre will win the title at the Rumble and then take it into Mania, or lose it just before Mania to Damian Priest, who will cash in. So I think you have three potential winners here. It's McIntyre, Priest cashing in, and then Rollins losing the title at Mania to Gunther, which at that point, he doesn't have to lose the Intercontinental Championship. He could hold it at Mania and then have that match at Mania be for both the World Heavyweight Championship and the Intercontinental Championship, and then the next night have Gunther relinquish the title, say he's too good for the Intercontinental Championship, But I think that wouldn't be too bad of an idea as well, but I think it will be Drew McIntyre. In the last recording, I actually said Damian Priest cashing in, but I've changed my mind just because of what happened on Raw. It looks like McIntyre is going to win the World Heavyweight Championship sooner rather than later. The penultimate title I will be talking about is the Women's World Championship, which is currently held by Rhea Ripley. I don't think anyone besides one woman can actually beat Rhea for the title, and that won't happen until Mania. I think Rhea is going to lose it to Becky Lynch. The signs are there. They haven't actually had a face-to-face encounter in a couple months, probably even a year since Rhea won the title. They never had a face-off. And I think it's because they're keeping them away from each other. So I think Becky will win the Royal Rumble, or they'll just start a feud or something and then lead up to it at Mania. But I think 100% that's the WrestleMania match, and Becky's going to win it. Let's be honest here. And finally, I'm going to read out every single name under the sun here. The undisputed WWE Heavyweight World Championship of the world is currently being held by, of course, Roman Reigns, who's held the title for fucking 700 years. Will he ever lose the title? I think he loses the title And I think like everyone else to Cody Rhodes. But there is a strong possibility he doesn't lose the title at Mania. You know, I think there is a strong possibility he holds the title and loses it at SummerSlam. Because if WWE want Roman to beat Hulk Hogan's record, which is only like 100 to 150, I'm pretty sure, days after WrestleMania, they could do it. They really could. And just not have Cody versus Reigns at Mania. You know, it's a really weird situation because I actually could see them doing that. But if they just want to end the fucking story and just have Cody finish the story, he's going to win it next year. And whether it's at WrestleMania or at SummerSlam, he's the one to do it. Let's be honest here. It's not going to be Damian Priest cashing in or whoever wins the Money in the Bank champion title. It's not going to be them either. So Cody wins against Reigns, but I'm not sure if it'll be at WrestleMania or SummerSlam. But ladies and gentlemen, that's it. A quick video just to get out tomorrow because there was no upload. Well, there was an upload for tomorrow, but then everything fucking shat itself. So, ladies and gentlemen, let me know if you'd change any championships, you know, whether you think someone else will beat Gunther or someone else should dethrone Roman Reigns. Let me know. But that's all for this video. If you guys enjoyed them, please leave a like and subscribe. And tell me if you want more content like this, because I can do more content like this. You know, just more wrestling content where I just start naming shit. Could be fun. But, ladies and gentlemen, that's it from me. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys all in my next video. Bye for now.